Anything else y'all need me to go over today? All right, so we're going to go through the chapter 3, lesson 1 through 6, draw and assemble an illustration, also known as Snowball. So many snowballs. I'm going to assemble a collage. It's going to be a Halloween collage. The different snowball drawings. All right, so this is your lesson, I'm sorry, chapter 3. So you'll get your file if you haven't already here. And then we're going to be completing the steps in Cengage. So first section here is about drawing straight lines and setting up views in Illustrator. All right, so I'm going to go through all those tools in here. And then let's see. So we are going to, I'm just going to set up one view. And then, you just do the rest the same. So basically when you're setting up views, you will zoom in on the part of the artboard that you want to create the view from. This is just for, fast working. You'll go under the view menu and click new view. And what it's doing is it's saving wherever I'm zoomed in right here, it's saving this. So I can name this, I think they call them yellow. And then click OK. So if I am, I don't know, somewhere else, and I want to go back to yellow, I'll just scroll down and it'll take me right back to where I was. All right, so now they have you do one with the pink and the green part, but we're going to jump ahead to using the pen tool. So when you're using the pen tool, you want to set up your stroke, but not have a fill. If you do have a fill and you start drawing, your drawing will be filled. So that's why we want that off. So you just have to select the fill and then click the None button, and you will just be using the stroke tool. All right. So for this first one, you are just clicking on these dots using the pen tool. And I think that you are setting your stroke weight. So I'm going to go to my selection tool. I have this selected. I'm going to open up my stroke panel, which is right here, or you can go under Window, Stroke. I want to show options, and it's already set to 1, so I'm good to go there. All right, so this next one we're going to trace, but instead of clicking on the 3, we're going to go directly to the 2, from the 2 to the 4, and then we're going to add an anchor point. So back to the pen tool. 1, 2, and 4. And then to end this command, normally what I do is press V on my keyboard, and that takes me to the selection tool, and that will end my line. So now what I'm going to do is use my pen tool's friends and add an anchor point in the middle of this path right here, and then I'm going to use direct selection to pull it down to the 3. So if I have this selected, I hold down my pen tool, I'm going to go to add an anchor point, and then when I am close to the line, you can see that little plus sign appears there, and I just have to click once. You have to use your really good vision for this. There we go. So yeah, once you're in the right spot, you click once and it adds an anchor point. Then I can switch to my direct selection tool, select that anchor point, and then move it. down to the 3. And there you go. All right, for the next one, we're going to trace this shape, and then we're going to use those object commands to modify the shape. So go back to my pen tool, start working your way around the shape. And then when you get to the end, you will click on that anchor point again to close the shape. All right, and so now I'm going to use the direct selection tool to select point 3 and point 6. So first I'm going to do, I'm going to select and deselect, and then I'm going to use my selection tool. So 3 is here, and then I'm going to hold down Shift and press on the 6. And so now these two are selected. You can see they are filled in where the rest of the anchor points are white. So now I'm going to go to the menu and go Object, Path, Average. And so what this tool does is it aligns your anchor points based on what you tell it, if you want it to be lined horizontally or vertically, or both. So I'm going to use the horizontal option and then click OK. And so you can see now those have been, one has been moved up, one has been moved down so that they are now on a level plane. All right, so now I'm going to select the start endpoint and point 4. So first I will deselect and then back to my direct selection tool, start end, and then point 4. Hold down my Shift key. Those two are now selected. And I'm going to use that average command again, but this time on the vertical axis. Object, path, average, vertical, and then click OK. And so now these are aligned. All right, now I'm going to deselect again, get back to my direct selection tool and select point 2 and 5. And then use the average command to align on both axes, which is going to cause this little crisscross thing to happen here. So object, path, average, both. Okay. All right. And so that is all you have to do for that one. Now this next exercise is going to have us join 2 anchor points with a line. So back to the pen tool. Just going to make 3 points here. And then I'm pressing V on my keyboard. And then I'm going to press P to go back to the pen tool. Well, hold on. It didn't deselect. So that didn't work. Hold on. Let's see. All right. So now it's deselected. Now I can use my pen tool again. So trace these 3 and then deselect. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to choose the top anchor point of this shape here and this one, and we're going to use that object menu to join those with a line. So it will look like this. We're going to do that twice so that we make this shape. So back to my direct selection tool, select that top anchor point, hold Shift to select the other top anchor point, then go to Object, Path, Join. I'm going to deselect, and I'm going to do the same exact thing to this bottom one. And so now I've created a shape here, Whoops. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Now I can move it. And I'm going to fill it with a yellow color. I'm just going to choose a yellow from my, oh, look what I did. It's supposed to be filled with that, and then the stroke will be black. Okay, so moving on to curves. These are a little bit different, but not too bad. You've got some nice little, what do you call it? Where are words today? Maybe I should just stop talking. The first thing I'm going to do here, guides, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to take out the fill color so that I just have the black stroke. And so what I'm going to do is just with my pen tool, I'm going to click on these. And I'm not following the directions right now, so I might be doing the complete wrong thing. We'll see. We'll see how it works. So I just clicked on each of those little guide points. Okay, so okay, so now with my direct selection tool, I'm going to select individual anchor points here, and I'm going to use handles to drag them into curves. So right now they're straight lines. Select an anchor point with the direct selection tool, and you see in your control panel, you have these different types of handle options. I'm going to choose convert to smooth. And then I'm going to drag this handle. It says up to this point, but I'm pretty sure I did this wrong. But that's okay. You'll get the gist. So I'm going to drag it until, you know, it's curved for the most part. All right, and then I'll do that to the second one. Let me deselect, actually. I'll do it to the second one. I wonder if I just go with it, if it goes into place. I don't know. We'll see. All I'm really wanting you to gain from this is understanding how to select the individual anchor points and create the handles so that you can create curves. Right, now I'll do this one, create handles. And then this one. All right, so you can go back in here and play with these if you want them to match. You certainly can move them around and just see how those handles work. I got a little crazy with that one. Let me put it back. Okay, so that is how you make curves out of straight lines using handles. What do they have us do next? These are like super similar, except for this one's going to have you do the anchor point tool. So I'll show you that, but then I think the other ones you can probably handle on your own. So let's see. Man, reading is a struggle today. So they're showing you how to add anchor points and then, okay. So the anchor point tool, so if you draw a straight line and then you switch over here to the anchor point tool, it's going to allow you kind of similarly to adding a anchor point, except for you're just able to curve it based on the two anchor points that already exist. So that is how they're building the shape with that. And it's found under your pen tool as well. So those are two different ways that you can make a curve, either by converting it or using that anchor point tool, whichever one you feel most comfortable with. Like I said, there are 30 ways to do anything in Illustrator. So as long as you can draw these lines and make them similar to the guides, I'm not super concerned with how you do it. All right, let's move on to Snowball. So again, that's just going through those different pen tools, adding anchor points and whatnot. Okay, so starting with the arm, we have a stroke color, no fill color. We're going to take the pen tool, position it over, and drag a direction line to the green star. Go to the position 2. Okay, so while this is a viable option, let me show you how I do it, because I think my way is easier. So what I do is I take the pen tool, and then wherever these little anchor point parts are, I just will go and I'll click on each of them. And so I get a shape here that doesn't whatsoever resemble the guide. And that's okay. Because what I'm going to do is use my pen tools and my direct selection tool with handles to correct these. So not that one. Going to click on the first one, convert to handles, and then just going to pull these to their little guide friends. All right, let's do the second one. All right, so let me know if you think that that is better or worse than the way they explain it. What they're trying to have you do here is drawing with using your mouse. So I'll do one like that just to show you, but it's hard for me to explain kind of what's going on with my mouse. So the first thing you do is you'll click the first point, and then you are going to click the second point, but you're actually going to hold down your mouse key while you do this. And that's going to automatically create handles for you. Then you'll do the same thing with the third one, holding down, stretching out those handles. And the fourth one as well. This takes a lot of practice to get good at, which is part of why I like my method of just converting as you, plotting the points and then converting them. but you are welcome to trace this any way that you would like. So let's finish them up. Whoops, wrong direction. Hmm. Whoops, missed one. See? All right, anyone want me to go over one of those two methods again? I don't have a pre-finished drawing, so I have to trace all of them anyway. So you just let me know which one you want to see. The mouse version or the convert version? I'll do the convert version again. So just drawing straight lines to each point. Let's do the anchor point tool on this one. Yeah, let's do this. I didn't really do much of that. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one and just using that anchor point wherever I want the curve to go. All right, what else we got? I don't know. This one might be the fastest one, actually. I'm going to do my mouse. Woo! See, that's unfortunate right there. Sometimes the curve doesn't do exactly what you want it to do. Let's do a Control Z on that one. And then what I'm going to do is close the shape. And then, yeah, I'm going to use that anchor point tool for this part. Maybe. Ooh, all right. It messed everything else up. Scratch that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end that one there by deselecting, and then I'm going to come back with my pen tool, pick up on the anchor point that I was just using, and now I'll use the anchor point tool to bend that line. I might be doing too many steps here. I'm not sure. Can you go from the pen tool to the anchor point tool? Hold on, let's try that one out. And if you're good at doing the keys while you're drawing, remember you can go from V to P, V, P, V, P. That's all I'm doing, back and forth. I'm just selecting the tool instead of doing the keyboard. So let's see. If I went back to this. Oh yeah, it worked. Okay, so I don't need to deselect between those two each time. All right, snowball here. Doing the mouse method here. And then I'm going to convert this. Whoops. Whoops. Just highlighting things for no reason. Man, I am not catching lines this morning. So actually, this is a good thing to show you. So sometimes when you're doing that method, you can see there's still kind of corners here that I don't want. So what I can always do is select these, convert those handles. I don't even like have to do anything to them. I'm just selecting them and converting, and that will smooth those out. All right, and the eye, I think I can just use the ellipse tool for this and then make a copy. So let's do like this. And I'm going to rotate it, kind of move it into place. And I'm going to go to Object, Transform, Scale. 50 too much? I don't know. Let's see. 50 is not enough. Let's do 25%. Oh, that's perfect. All right, so now make a copy. All right, and so my shapes are traced. Like I said, use whatever method you like the best that works for you. Some people take to the pen tool pretty fast, and others like to use the conversion method. Either way is fine. All right, so now we're going to talk about putting in the fills, changing the strokes, and then also using the copying attributes through your eyedropper tool. So and they're also going to have you make custom colors here, it looks like. So open the color panel, bring this out. I like to stretch mine out because it gives me more range of the colors that I can pick here. Another important thing to do is make sure if you're only seeing this, that you're showing all the options so that you see everything here. We are in CMYK mode. So that's why it says CMYK. So those are the colors spectrums that we're using for this. If you open yours up, which you shouldn't because I created the file, but let's just say it looks like this instead, it's RGB. Just go to the menu, click CMYK to get it back. All right, so create a royal blue color on the color panel. I just pull this down somewhere in here will be pretty blue. Yeah, that'll work. So fill the arm with the color and change the stroke to 6 points. So I actually need to select that first. So select it, choose my blue, and then for the stroke, it should be black. And then I'll just use my control panel up here to change the weight to 6 points. So it's interesting because I don't know where they would have covered this, but they keep saying to create the colors on the color panel, then choose the shapes, which is a very possible option. I don't think that we're there yet, though. So you might want to hang with me on this one and just choose the shape and then create the color. All right. So the headband, we're going to make deep red. Oh, I want it to be just a little lighter than that. Still bad. Still bad. Let's figure it out. Hold up. Let's go over here. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right. So, and then we want the stroke weight to be 3 points. So deselect the headband and then create a flesh tone color on the color panel that is 20% magenta and 50% yellow. So we're going to be applying that to the head, I assume. So what I'm going to do is select the head, and then on my color panel, we'll do under M, which is magenta, we'll do 20, and 56 for Y, which is yellow. And then I'm going to put 0, key is black, and 0 in the cyan to create the flesh color. And then it says, don't change the stroke weight. All right. So now I'm going to select this pom-pom, and it's going to have a white fill with a black stroke. Don't change the weight, and then fill the mouth with black and don't change the weight. So those are teeth. We don't want those probably to be black in Illustrator and in real life. All right, so then we're going to continue on to the next set. All right, so we're going to select the torso, and we're going to use the eyedropper tool to copy the attributes here. So when I do this, it's not only going to copy the color fill, but it's also going to copy the stroke weight. So you select your object that you're trying to change, then you do the eyedropper, click on it, and then whatever else. Maybe that's it. Okay. All right, and so now we're going to do the same thing with the hat using the hat band. So select the hat, click once on the hat band. So now those match. And then it says use any method that you like to fill the rest of the stuff. One of the interesting things that they're going to have you do here is the nose, which is not a closed shape. Excuse me. But if you remember earlier, I was telling you that when you're using the pen tool, you can absolutely have a fill on and there will be fill. So you don't have to have a closed shape for you to put fill in there. So I'm going to select the nose and we're going to try it out. Let's see what happens. Oh, it worked. So there you go. And so now we just need the iris to be filled with black. And the mitten to be red. By the way, just in case I haven't mentioned this before, if you have an object that has a stroke or a path, but it doesn't have a fill, you cannot select it by just clicking on it. If you have a fill, then you can, but without a fill, you actually have to click on the path. All right, everybody with me? We're gonna assemble and we're gonna put some artistic effects on. And I think I can do it in a small amount of time. We'll see. All right, so this section is going to really be all about knowing how to arrange those objects and bring things to the front, bring things to the back, and so on. So I think for me, well, and we don't know necessarily when all of these were drawn, so we're definitely going to see as we go, like the arm. We're going to want this, you know, to bring it to the front. We'll move the head over here. We'll also want to bring this to the front. I don't like this side menu here. It's not work. It doesn't work for me. I don't like it. All right. Position that over. Let's see. This is what I was talking about when I said I should do like a Halloween collage, because everybody's snowball was kind of scary, including mine, which is about to be also kind of scary. Okay, so move that in. Move our mitten over, which needs to be in the front. Okay, and then the actual snowball. Ooh, okay. So what I need here is I want the snowball to, well, first of all, it should have a fill. I just forgot to do it. I want the snowball to be behind the glove, which I think it is, and in front of here. So let's see, when I put a fill on it, is that what happens? Okay, perfect. I didn't have to do anything. All right, move up the pom-pom. And then I also forgot to fill the iris, so not a big deal. Or sorry, the not the iris, the eye, the white eye. What is that part called? Where are my anatomy people at? I'm going to group this. And then I'm going to bring it to the front. Where did the white go? I just messed this all up. Hold up. Ungroup this. There we go. Now we'll group it back. And I'm going to rotate it a little bit. Either way, it's going to look creepy. Now I'm going to hold down my Alt key and drag a little copy over here. I'm going to grab all the face pieces. So let's see. Oh, I want all these to be in the front. Man, I missed filling so many objects. Okay, so I'm going to bring the eye to the front. And then the eyebrow goes like here-ish. Okay, and we have Snowball assembled. So moving on to the next steps. And this is the part that a lot of people lost points on, and I don't know why. They just didn't see it or do it. I don't know. But either way, it's talking to us all about the stroke panel, how to create a dash stroke. And then it also has us, if I scroll down to, well, maybe I missed it somewhere. It also has us place the image from the course here. So you'll have that downloaded somewhere. I'm just going to put it on my desktop. So then I just have to go to File, Place, and then Snowball Sketch, Place. All right, so now it's on my cursor, and I can put it out here for reference. If you were doing something like an image trace, you could use this. I don't know how clean it would be, but you know, I could have also locked that on my artboard here and placed my objects on top of it, used it as a guide, but I forgot. So there you go. But you can do that. Okay, so select the eyebrow, nose, and mouth. Then select the menu bar and click Inverse. All right. Eyebrow, Shift, nose, and mouth. So what just happened with that is that it selected everything that was not the eyebrow, nose, and mouth. So anything I do right now to make changes is actually going to affect all of this stuff. So I am not going to use that. I'm going to just select everything that's not the eyebrow, nose, and mouth. So just like to show you the options. All right. If you wanted to, you could go back and lock everything and use that. Completely up to you. So I'm just going to hold Shift. I'm going to click the eyebrow, the nose, and the mouth. And so now I have everything that I need but those three things. So now it says hide. So select all, change the stroke to 3. And then click on the stroke panel, show the options, and change the cap style. So on my stroke panel, I'm looking at these 3 different cap styles. It wants me to use round. And so you can see that changed the corners here to where they look a little bit, you know, more hand-drawn, I guess. And then click the bevel join button. So under corner, you're going to find the bevel. And then look at the round. So you can compare and contrast. Bevel, round. All right. So now we're going to create this dash line around the snowball. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to do show all again. Select the snowball, and then I'm going to change the options here. So I just have to click on dash line, and that's by default what I get there. So then they're saying you can go through the different cap options and see how that affects this. I kind of like to do that once I have my little dashes in place, but anyhow. So we're going to go down to these boxes and we're going to enter 1 for the dash size and then 4-point gaps. And so you can see right now when I have my square or butt cap and the corner, what that looks like. And then if I do this, they kind of make more sense. That one doesn't really, but this one does. And then make sure the adjusted dash option is activated. So this one is your exact dash, and this is your adjusted dash. And then I'm going to change the weight to 4 points to get that effect. So now I'm going to create a pseudo stroke with the pom-pom here. So click the pom-pom, remove the stroke, which is always scary because then you won't be able to see anything. And then it says lock the white pom-pom. Use the direct selection tool to select the bottom anchor point on the black copy. Oh, I was supposed to make a copy somewhere. Okay, hold on. Select the pom-pom, copy it, paste in the back. Okay. So edit, copy, edit, paste in the back. Then it says apply the black fill. So I'm just going to switch these and then remove the stroke. And this is happening to the copy, not happening to the front one that you're seeing. So now I'm going to deselect, select the white pom-pom now, remove the stroke, like I said, which is scary because they want me to see it for a minute. And then lock it. So object, lock, selection. So now when I click on this, the top object is actually locked, but the black copy that we made is underneath, and I can move that around. So it said move it 5 points down and 4 points to the left. I have no idea what I did, but something to that effect. And then selecting the anchor points, move the left anchor point 4 points to the left. Okay. I see what they're trying to get me to do now. So if you just select individual anchor points and then you use those keys, you can move different parts. We tried to do that one wrong, but it's okay. You get the point. Don't be like me, follow the directions. Okay, so now it wants you to basically do that same thing with the hat and yeah, I guess everything, huh? Okay. So that same exact thing that we just did where you copy, and then paste in the back, give it a black fill with no stroke. And then you select the top object, you remove its stroke, and you hide it. Or I'm sorry, not hide it, lock it. Then you'll be able to select the back object, its individual points. I obviously did that completely wrong, but we are out of time, so we'll go from there. I feel like y'all can, once you've got the thing drawn, being able to copy it and move around those back parts should be pretty easy. But make sure if you are lost with that to let me know, and I can do a better job. Better job explaining that part. But anyway, just really wanting you to get practice with that pen tool and assemble this. So that's our main goal here, is get that pen tool practice. All right. So that is all I have for you today. I'm going to turn this off and let me know if you need anything else.